Beyda.
Beyda. Hadihil Beydatu Kabira.
Kabira.
Kabira. What's the
Beyda. Vocabulary word from last week. Beyda. Egg.
Oh yeah. Babel.
Kwan? I mean, I.
Had Mendil. Hadal Mendilu
Wasik.
Wasik.
Wasik. Okay? Wasik. Wasik. Stop translating immediately. I don't want. I want. We gotta stop that.
All right.
It's just look. That like y'all writing in the books in English in a pencil. That's on my top of my list too. Okay. All right. That calling out an answer in English. Give yourselves an opportunity. If we don't know where, give yourselves an opportunity to try to be creative. Even if you have to do charades, it's better for the mind and the brain to start thinking as opposed. Okay? Trust me. This is the only way we're going to get there, because we got to get to what we need. We can start speaking comfortably. The only way we're going to get there, you have to start practicing. But we have to do it little by little. Because لو تريدون أستطيع أن أتكلم بالعربية إطلاقا بدون إنجليزية أو أتكلم شيئا فشيئا كلمة بكلمة. We can begin trying to go immediately into it all, or we can start word by word, step by step. Okay?
I'm sorry.
But if we don't give our opportunity, they ask a word. I mean, this is a good opportunity now for us to all, okay, how can we because imagine if you, my beloved was in Egypt without me. Troublemaker. Now I think about it. Trying to get around and go. And then what happened? They had to revolt after that.
You left. As soon as you left, they're like, we got it. She told us about y'all.
Asking her for something, she got it all messed up. Now, yeah. Now she ain't going innocent. Okay? But the point is, I'm saying, when you find yourself, you have to talk to someone, they may know very little English. So you gotta find other ways to get out what you want to say.
You saying like if I was talking to an Arab dude and I wanted something and he didn't know what I was saying,
you gotta find ways, right?
Hand movements or something.
Yeah, you gotta find ways, and that's the element that's missing because we in this environment. If we was in an environment like in the Middle East, where we in the Arabic-speaking country, we're gonna be forced now to use other faculties to try to come up with different ways. And right now we're in a class all English. If we had a mixed class, what good is it calling out in English? The answer. Because everybody don't speak English. You understand? Mm. So we got to give us an opportunity to start thinking. I mean, that's for everybody involved. All of us. Even give it an opportunity to try to, okay, like, it may seem like tedious and make time, but it's good exercise, exercising the brain. That's all we want to do now. So we can get a chance to try to figure out how to say something. And it'll last longer than just saying a sakini knife. Right? Find a way to, sakin. This is what Ibrahim used, when he laid Ismail down. He used the sakin. Right? Okay? All right. Did we finish this one? Number 10? Who is it? Ali? There you go. He was trying to get out of it?
I did 9.
You did 9. Okay, so it's
yeah, because I didn't know what was.
So who is it? Oh, Sister. Oh!
Everybody was real quiet.
Crew.
Real quiet.
was
was about
thinking she was
to
gonna
say.
be in the air conditioning.
Oh, behind it.
Oh, man. Come on, you got this one.
Okay, Hadahi, Hakiba.
Right? So we say like this here, Hadi Hakiba. Hadi Hakiba. Okay?
Okay, Hadahi,
Hadi Hill.
Hakibatu.
Lil. Lil. Mudaris. Mudaris. Okay? Nope. Right? I mean, the only other words that probably was new here may be the countries. That's about it. If that, right? Sakina. Sakina. Okay, all right, so we good? So we go to exercise number 4. Exercise number 4, the instructions are, Ikra, I'm going to read word by word so you can see it. Ikra, al-mithala, al-ati, thumma kawwin, as'ilatan wa ajwibatan mithlahu. Ikra, we know Ikra. Al-mithal ati. So, Ikra, al-mithal. Look at the example. Al-mithal, example. Ikra. Liman hadha al-kitab. Right? So, right? It's giving you a picture of something, right? So, you're gonna make a question, whatever that in that picture, make a question about that, like this. Liman hadha al-kitab. So you make it a question word, you making it out of a demonstrative phrase with liman, right? And of course, you need to use the appropriate hadha or hadi, depending on if it's masculine or feminine, right? So you're going to ask a question and then you're going to answer it. Hadha al-kitab, now that's your demonstrative phrase, li Muhammad. Then in parentheses is who you attribute it to, who you give it to. Right, see? Right, see what you have to do? Okay? Yo, Habiba, number 1.
Okay, Liman had the alcohol.
You don't stop. Go right into the word al-qalam. Liman hadha.
Column.
Okay? Hadhal.
Hadal, column,
Li.
Li,
Your word is in parentheses.
Abbas.
Abbas. Okay? Father, good. Okay, everybody understand what she did? Right? Liman hadha al-qalam. Hadha al-qalamu li Abbas. تفضل يا علي.
لمن هذا المفتاح
لمن
هذا المفتاح هذا المفتاح
Get your i'rab on miftah. We didn't hear it.
هذا المفتاح
مفتاح.
مفتاح oh
Who?
مفتاح okay لمن هذا المفتاح
No, there is okay.
I was okay.
with the second.
That's on the second one. Okay. هذا المفتاح لعيا. What?
Come on, Kwame. This guy, he just want to change it.
Oh, I thought I had to do the whole sentence. I didn't even see those back there. Well, I had it. I'm sorry.
So he was just making up.
No, I didn't see my book is like that. I didn't see those in the back. Word.
Black man, the only man I know that go to a job and tell the boss what he not gonna do.
No, I didn't. That wasn't the case.
What we should have done, we should have said that to the white man during them days of slavery. I ain't thinking that damn cotton.
Well, I gotta catch you. I just didn't see them. Wallahi, I didn't see them.
That's why we got attitude now. All right. Okay.
I didn't see the back part. I thought we were
He
supposed to
didn't
make
see
up
that.
the.
Everybody else did, right?
My book is been there, brother. Sorry.
Come on, the photo. I mean, Kwame.
Liman had, I don't know, Liman had his sayyad.
Had these, right?
Yeah,
the
had
feminine.
his sayyad. Sayyada. Had his sayyada too. Had his sayyada too.
Lil Mudir.
Lil Mudir.
Right? Now, writing it, we would take away that aleph, right? And we just
Lil
join
Mudir.
Li to Mudir, right? Lil Mudir, right?
Lil Mudir.
Okay, good. Okay, Abdur-Rahman.
لمن هذا بقرة.
Baqara mu'annath.
Okay. لمن هذه بقرة. بقرة. هذا البقرة. هذه بقرة للفلاح.
Okay, okay, good.
والفلاح.
I,
¿Cómo se dice?
¿Cómo se dice? Okay. Órale.
Hakiba.
Hakiba. لمن هذا حقيبة؟
Liman. Hakiba is mu'annath.
Okay. لمن هذه
Hadhihi.
حقيبة.
Okay.
هذه هذه الحقيبة.
Hadhihi
هذه
hakibatu.
الحقيبة tool.
Two.
Okay, don't connect it to.
Can't.
Okay. هذه حقيبة هذه الحقيبة
Lil
للمضارع.
mudaris.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Read it, let's go read it again.
هذه الحقيبة no حقيبة للمدارس.
Mudaris.
مدارس.
It's a difference between del and dod. Okay?
مدارس, not
Right.
doors.
Right. If you say, then you put the dod on the word, it's a del, not dod. هذه الحقيبة للمدارس. Okay? Another hint I would suggest is that we practice reading slow and speaking slow. And in time, once the tongue gets acclimated to speaking in Arabic, the speed will come automatically. Okay? We don't have to try to read fast at all. I mean, we don't have to. Okay? تفضلي يا أختي.
Lima, هذا كرسي
كرسي. كرسي.
كرسي.
Mhm.
هذا كرسي لعمار.
Amar, good. Okay? Mhm.
Liman. هذا دجاجة.
To me, that looked a little on the, like sugar in his tank.
Huh?
To me now. I mean, I could be mistaken, but anybody else?
Dajah.
What y'all think? What y'all think?
That's a head,
Hey,
right?
look, now, I don't know what's that thing, a
Liman
girl.
hadihi
Think,
dajah.
Dajaja, okay.
Hadihi.
Hadihi,
Hadihi dajah.
hadihi, because you want to the del.
Dajah.
Jatu,
Hadihi jatu.
dajajatu,
Hadihi dajajatu. Bait. Baiti al-Fajr.
No, no.
Afala.
No, where's you need your preposition.
Oh, feel of.
Li.
Li baiti.
Li bent.
Li bint. Li bint. Through
Fallah.
fella.
Okay?
Bint.
Hadihi dajaja, right? I wouldn't say dik. That's no point. I wouldn't call it.
That's not deep, yo.
Nah, it ain't no
Wait
dik.
a minute, that's not deep, right?
No.
That's a
Dajaja, right?
dajaja
It's a
all
dajaja.
day.
If it ain't, it's in trouble. It's gonna be one at the end of the day.
I need a timeout on the floor. I need a timeout. All right. Oh,
That
man.
big chicken there on your cartoons. Oh,
You
man.
talking about foghorn
Yeah,
leghorn?
oh,
He's
man.
not a foghorn
Oh
leghorn.
man, that was my boy. Boy. I say them.
Oh, man, he kept trying to change the chicken heart.
Oh man,
That was-
that was a funny one here.
Mhm.
All right, come on.
لمن هذا الساعة
ساعة مؤنث.
ساعة
You can't say هذا.
هذا okay لمن هذه الساعة
ساعة.
ساعة okay هذه هذه الساعة ساعة تبنو
ساعة
ساعة
is finished. هذه الساعة is finished. Now you need your preposition to get.
لبنول
Li is a preposition, right? So what?
لبني مدير.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. See it, right? See it?
Yeah, I see. I got it now.
Okay.
See what I mean.
ما معنى مدير؟
ما معنى ايه؟ مدير؟
مدير.
طيب في المدرسة أو في الجامعة أو في كلية أو في الشركة الذي مثل إمام. مدير مثل إمام. ولكن في المدرسة أو في أي شركة. تعرف ما هو الشركة أو ما هي الشركة؟ شركة أين تعمل يا علي؟ في أين تعمل؟ ما شغل؟ في أي رستوران؟ ما اسمه الشغل؟ هو يشتغل في الرستوران في مطعم؟ هو؟ نعم ما اسمه؟ ما اسمه؟ What's the name of the restaurant you work in?
Oh, it's AIU. It's a college campus. That's the name of the AIU.
Okay.
It's AIU.
Right. طيب من مدير هناك؟ ما اسمه؟ من أمرك افعل هذا افعل ذلك؟ هو من؟
Fatima. You asked for who my boss's name was?
Nah.
Fatima.
طيب هو مدير أو في المدرسة. تعرف ما هي مدرسة يا إخواني؟ مدرسة؟ تعرف مدرسة أو كلية؟ لا مدرسة. مدرسة. تعرف مدرسة؟ طيب أو جامعة. جامعة. spelling. هذه جامعة أو كلية. جامعة وكلية نفس الشيء. نفس الشيء. جامعة وكلية نفس الشيء. جامعة كلية. نعم the same.
نفس الشيء. Say that again.
نفس الشيء. The same. They جامعة جامعة وكلية سوية.
سوية.
They mean the same. طيب. عند المدرسة وبعد المدرسة ثانوية. مدرسة ثانوية وبعد الثانوية جامعة أو في كلية. طيب. في كلية الذي يدير يعني أمور هناك أو في المدرسة.
هناك.
مدير الذي يعني يدير الأمور الإدارة. عندما مثل هكذا أنا أدخل في المدرسة قبل أن أذهب إلى المدرسة إلى الفصل. قبل أن أذهب إلى الفصل يجب عليك أن أذهب إلى المكتب. أليس كذلك؟ يجب علي. هل أنا أستطيع أن أذهب مباشرة إلى المدرس؟ أنا في المدرسة أريد أن أتحدث أو أتكلم مع مدرس. هل أستطيع أن أمشي مباشرة إلى مدرسة أو إلى المكتب؟ والمكتب من هنا؟ السكرتير ومدير أو مديرة. نعم هذا مدير. في المدرسة ماذا كيف تقول بالإنجليزية في المدرسة؟ طيب في الكلية ماذا تقول؟ في الكلية ماذا تقول مدير؟ كيف؟ المدير في الكلية.
The dean.
هذا هو.
That's
No,
called
right?
dean.
Right, you understand? Right. In Korea, we don't say principal.
Right.
What do we call them? But it's the same
Same
function.
Okay.
And in the company, we don't say principal. What do we call it in the company?
CEO.
The CEO.
Boss man.
Right?
Okay. I'm not.
Why? Because the word means the one who administers the affairs.
Okay. Indeed.
So it covers all of those.
Right. And any of this, right? So that's mudir. Okay? You got it?
No.
All right. All right, did you read,
Excuse me, up to 9.
No, not.
sorry, it's on you. Okay.
Liman هذا بيت.
هذا
هذا البيت. لمن هذا البيت. هذا البيت للطبيب.
good. Good. Okay. تفضل دكتور محمد.
لمن هذه ملعقة. هذه ملعقة للطالب.
Okay. Good. All right. Go to a clean sheet. Let's write this down right quick.
Seguido.
nanti ya kwani. Kita.
اثنان خوفة
بعد.
شجاع
Excuse me.
عفوا. ما هو كلمة؟ اقرأ الكلمة.
الداخلة الداخلة
أو داخلة. أوكي. Everybody, is it up to this point?
That's a, you know, is that a raw
Where?
after the wow?
Here?
No, the next one.
Tab,
That's not
off,
another, or
down.
it's just a mark on the board? Is
This
it-
one?
No, right back behind that, behind the wow with the sukoon, it looks like a mark on the board.
That's
Your
the mark
back.
on the board.
Oh, okay.
Ow. Okay. Okay, bad it. We at Kwame. That's okay. All right. Gonna go back to the book, then we'll come to this here, inshallah. Okay. Just want to finish up on this here. We're at number 5. Okay. He says, ta'amal. Ta'amal, fifth form imperative verb. Okay. Ta'amal al-amthilat al-atiyah. Ta'amal means look at, attentively, pay attention to the detail. Okay? Al-baytu. Right? You see? Al-baytu. Everybody see it? Fil bayti. That's it? Min al-bayti. Ila al-bayti. Everybody see it? Okay? Look. That's lafdhan. Watch. Al-baytu. You can see it. Fil bayti. You see it. Min al-bayti. You see it. Ila al-bayti. Ila al-bayti. You see it. That's lafdhan. That's the meaning of lafdhan here. You see it. Watch. Al-mustashfa. Look at the word mustashfa. Then look. Fil mustashfa. Min al-mustashfa. Ila al-mustashfa. That's the meaning of taqdeeran here. Look what happened. Al-mustashfa. Look in the book. Look up, go above it. Al-baytu. Both of these words are marfu. Marfu'an. You can see the raf and bait. Can you see the raf and mustashfa? You can't see it, can you, Ali? You can't see that as rough. Everybody see? You can't see that as rough, but it is. Look at the second column. Fil bayti. What's the Arab of bait? Majroor. Fil mustashfa. What's the Arab of mustashfa? Is majroor. That's taqdeeran. You can't see it though. That's taqdeeran. Third column. Min al bayti. Min al bayt. Bayt is majroor. Is majroor, but it's lafdhan. You can see it. But min al mustashfa, you can't see it. That's taqdeeran. Last column. Ila al bayti. Ila al bayti is majroor with kasra. You clearly can see it. That's lafdhan. But as soon as we say ila al mustashfa, we can't see it now. That's taqdeeran. Going to the third line. Amrika. Marfu, but you can't see it. في أمريكا من أمريكا إلى أمريكا. Last line. ألمانية في ألمانيا من ألمانيا إلى ألمانيا. All right? So we go back to an old favorite, the definition of i'rab. i'rab هو تغيير من غير second form verb. تغيير is the masdar. غير يغير تغييرا تغيير. i'rab is when غير means to rotate, to alternate. This is what taghyir means. It means to rotate. Mean it changes from one thing to another. It changes. What changes? Awakil kalimi. The end of the word rotates or changes, alternates. They alternate. Sometimes you see dhamma, sometimes you see fatha, sometimes you see kasra, sometimes you see sukoon. They alternate. Okay, that's what i'rab is. So whenever we talk about i'rab, you should know is nothing more than taghyirul awakil kalima. The end of the word changes. It rotates from one thing to another. Sometimes it's dhamma, sometimes you see a fatha, sometimes you see a kasra, sometimes you see a sukoon if it's a verb. That's what i'rab is. Okay? So when we ask what's i'rab, i'rab is to name that vowel or that suffix that changes. That's i'rab. لاختلاف العوامل الداخلة عليها. لاختلاف li, two words, preposition li, اختلاف. We know اختلاف. اختلاف. Al-awamil. Awamil is the plural for the word amil. Amil. Everybody know amil? Amil. Okay. Amil comes from the verb amila. We should know this as Muslims. الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. عمل, to work. The verb means to work. Okay? It means to work. Okay? Amila, what's the present tense for amila? Anybody know? Ya'malu. What's the masdar?
Amal.
Amal. Right? Amal. Okay? Okay? This here word is your ismu fa'il. It's the one who does what that verb suggests. Make sure everybody with me. Everybody with me?
Mm-hmm.
Sister Vera? Amil, the type of word it is, we know it's a noun because it clearly has tanween. What kind of noun? This is the noun whenever you have a verb and you want to indicate that this is the person or the one who stood up to do what that verb suggests, you put it on an ismu fa'il pattern. Long vowel, long aleph followed by kasra. Right? So like again, we will use the example like kataba. Kataba, right? Kataba means to write. Right? So if we want to make the word to suggest, to show that the person who does this, we'll say then that becomes katib. Okay, you see the pattern? So long aleph followed by kasra. Katib. Okay? It was a regular verb. Doesn't matter. If we had jalasa, Same thing. Jalasa. Right? So one who's doing this action, right, becomes jalis. Right? Waqafa. Waqif. Right? Right? See? Talaba. Talib. And they say what talib means what? And that's in English? Student. But how did it get student? Because what does talaba mean? Talaba means to seek. To seek. That's how we get the word student. That's, so you're going after something. That's what a student is. It should be. Okay? Okay? So that's this word amil. Its plural is awamil. The plural for amil is, right, is awamil. Before we get to this here, let's talk about the opposite.